In today's video, I would like to talk to you about a third shift in my understanding about davening that I had when I was growing up. And that is, why do we daven? We grow up thinking we daven because we are going to ask Hashem for something and change His mind. And that can't be, because Hashem knows what's best for us. So why do we daven? And what are we asking for? So before we get to answer that question, let's first look at a very important concept that we start off Psukei D'Zimmer with, which I think will set the tone to be able to understand those questions. We start off and we say, Hoidu L'Hashem kiru b'shmoi. Hoidu b'ami mali lo yisov. We praise Hashem, or we are moed, we admit to Hashem. Hoidu L'Hashem, we give hoidu, admittance to Hashem. Kiru b'shmoi, we call out in His name. And we want it to be known, we do that Hashem is the one who is doing all of the actions of the world. We're talking about giving thanks to Hashem. Let's give thanks to Hashem to what's going on at the end of the pasuk, that is Ali Lo Yisov. However, we find in the Sifrei Chassidus a deeper meaning. They say that Hoidu Hashem means that we need to give Hoidot Hashem. We need to recognize that our perception is not the right perception, and there's an alternate perception, and that's the perception of Hashem. And they call it Das Elyon and Das Tachtoin. Das Tachtoin is the way we look at the world, and Das Elyon is the way Hashem looks at the world. We would translate the words Yesh Mi'ayin, that when Hashem created the Yesh, the something from nothing, that we're the something, we're physical, we're substantial, Mi'ayin, from nothing, from a world of spirituality, from before there was a physical world. However, Das Elyon would say, Yesh Me'ayin, that Hashem is the Yesh, because Hashem is constant. He was here before the world and after the world. And we are very transitioned. We're here for a short period of time. We're the Ayin, we're the fleeting existence. So that's the difference between Das Elyon and Das Tachtoin. And that really is something that affects us in every part of our lives. We are totally bombarded with false perceptions that we need to be able to shift, and part of davening is learning how to make that shift. So for example, objectively, like we just said, we're the Yesh and Hashem is the Ayin, or the spiritual is the Ayin. We're really, it's the opposite. But we look at it socially as well. We grow up in a world where democracy is considered paramount, where it's the people's opinion that no one can tell us what to do, but we need to be able to control our lives. And we know that that's not true. When Hashem is in charge, Hashem runs the world, and we're here to do the Ratzon Hashem. It is the opposite of what we hear about and see about in our democratic lives. Professionally as well, we are constantly being told that we need to make a living, we need to make money, we need to do things better, so that we can be more effective in making money. Where we know it's the opposite. The Das Elyon says it's only Hashem is the one who does everything. Lo yalecha melecha ligmor. We need to do our hishtadlus. We need to do what we can, because that's what Hashem told us to do. But we're not the ones who are making the money. That's already paskin in Shemayim. And personally as well. It's all about what we want. It's all about how do we get what we need in our desires. And really we know that's not true. We were here because Hashem wanted to have a dira b'tachtoinim. Hashem wanted to be able to create a world where He would be then felt in this world, and it's not about us. Admittedly, the Ramchal says that if we do work on bringing about that dira b'tachtoinim, it'll bring about the greatest hana for us. And that indeed, in that Hashem's mind was to be meitiv to the creation, was to do good to the creation, and that's why He created. But that comes about as we connect to Hashem, and we are mevatel ourselves to Hashem, and we focus on doing Hashem's rotzon, then we will have the greatest amount of hana. So we see there's a huge paradigm shift between Das Elyon and Das Tachtoin. And davening is more about realigning ourselves with Hashem's perception, with what Hashem wants in the world, seeing Hashem in the world, and seeing His guiding hand, accepting it. So what does it mean that we ask for things? For some things, it's the way Hashem created the world. That Hashem created the world, that we need to ask for it in order to get it. Like we find by Adam Rishon, that Hashem created Sheishis Yemei and then kept it all about to grow, about to come out of the earth, and waited for Adam to be created, and then to daven. And once he davened, they came about. So that was the structure Hashem created, that man needed to ask. And asking permitted the rest of creation to happen. That was so that we could recognize that it comes from Hashem. But we're not changing Hashem's mind. We're not making him do something he didn't have in mind. That was the purpose. Sometimes we daven and ask in order to recognize that it's coming from Hashem, so that we can accept Hashem's ratzon, even if it's not what we want. So we see that the way we grew up thinking that davening was about asking Hashem for things in order to accomplish our needs, it was really comes from all of those false paradigms. It's not about us accomplishing, it's not us making things happen, it's not about us doing. It's about us accepting Hashem. It's about us recognizing Hashem. It's about us being able to accept all Malchus Shemayim, and with that we will get to the greatest level of Hanoah possible as we are Nene Miziv Hashchino. This paradigm shift is very difficult for us who grow up in this culture and this environment, and it takes time, and therefore we daven every day, and we start off with Hoidu Hashem Ki B'Shmoi, and we start off by recognizing that that's where we want to be able to get to that understanding and that feeling. But when we have realigned ourselves with that paradigm, then we will have the greatest amount of comfort, the greatest amount of pleasure, the greatest amount of unity and connection to Hashem. That is indeed the most pleasurable thing that we are able to experience in this world. But it's about realigning ourselves much more than trying to make Hashem do anything.